See, this is a very multifunctional University of Twente t-shirt. Okay, this is going to be very exciting. Seat for Monica, seat for Kars. They've never met, so I hope there's a connection. Okay, I gotta go because Monica can step in anytime.
My name is Mónica Morales Macis. I am Associate Professor at the University of Twente in the Faculty of Science and Technology. And I have been here for 3 years, and I'm originally from Costa Rica.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Good morning.
You can come in.
My name is Kars Otten. I'm a PhD student at the University of Twente. I work at the BMS faculty for 1.5 years now. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
I'm Mónica Morales.
Hi, I'm Kars Otten.
Nice to meet
really
you.
Nice to meet you.
So, also working at the University of Twente.
I'm also working at the University of Twente, yeah, as a PhD candidate.
Okay.
And you?
I am Associate Professor in the Faculty of Science and Technology.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow, cool.
So, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
And
really.
Excuse me, would you like something to drink?
Yes, please. Could I just have a glass of water?
No, I didn't know him. No. This happens also a lot, right? You meet somebody and say, oh, you also work at Twente, and where do you do? So, yeah, it's interesting. And it's also nice that it's not someone that I already knew, because then you meet more people and you know what people is working on.
Yeah, what field exactly are you working? Because for me it's...
Yeah, we are working on materials science. So, a bit of combination of physics and chemistry.
Okay.
And so we
Thank you
are
very
like this intermediate field between physics and chemistry to make new materials for solar cells.
For solar
And
cells?
other type of devices like displays, cell phones,
Okay.
but mainly solar cells. That's our main
Okay, cool.
topic.
I need my guests to keep talking at the table, so I've got these personal items. You don't want a sudden death down there. So I pop up, drop in these items, and they keep talking. Mark my words. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Hi, I'm Eddy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you both.
Nice to meet you.
So you both are, involved in the campus, but never met?
No.
Never met.
You never met?
No.
It's very special, isn't it?
Yeah, it is special, yeah.
To make it even more special, I've been asked to bring a personal item. Monica, I think this is yours.
Yeah.
Please, you can take it off.
Yeah.
Looks marvelous. You can explain him about it.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was asked to bring a personal item.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, let's say something not work related. So yeah, so as you know, I'm a scientist. I am professor here, so most of my time I'm busy with teaching and doing research and working with my team. But what I do on the side is painting, actually. And I thought, the best representation is this miniature painting. Of course, this is just one I make because I like to make bigger paintings, a bit more like what you see in this room around. So yeah, this is kind of my, let's say, my hobby. It's also my distraction from the science. And yeah, so what can I say about this painting is, you can see it's a lot of colors.
Yeah.
There is no specific shape. It's just really free and a lot of colors. So yeah, it's a little bit different from science. We try to be more structured and make research in, understanding every single step. On the other hand, you need a lot of creativity in science, and I think this is what brings the creativity.
Is that also typical in your work, that you combine different materials, like in assembling? And
yeah,
like
kind of
this painting?
collage, but it's not really a collage. Yeah, it's like mixed media. It's called. So yeah, this is also paint, but it's already dry, and then you put it together, and then it brings a bit more.
Oh,
lively.
like so. Yeah.
But yeah, this. It's very nice to play with textures and different.
Yeah, exactly.
structures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Christoph Yunus. I am from Cape Town in South Africa. I'm 29 years old, and I am a postdoctoral fellow at the Surgical Robotics Lab at the University of Twente.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Carmen Anthony. I'm an assistant professor in geohealth at ITC at the University of Twente, and I've worked here for about a year now on aspects related to water, sanitation, hygiene and health.
I'm Christoph.
I'm Carmen, nice to meet you.
Hi Carmen.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
This is nice. Would you like something to drink? Water, please. Water, yes. Thank you.
So, very wet, huh?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yes. It's strange how the weather can change so fast, no?
Strange, but I guess you get used to it after 10 years or so, huh?
Have you been here for 10
No,
years?
no, just 4 years.
4?
Yeah.
I
And
joined
you?
1 year only, but I only moved here recently.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can't get over the fact that it changes so quickly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it is a bit, let's say, crazy how it goes from sunshine and suddenly it can snow, suddenly it can, the wind is coming up,
and
it's raining.
15-degree temperature drop.
Yeah. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Germany.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I should be used to something a bit similar. Where are you from?
Ich komme aus Südafrika.
Oh, zum Wohl.
Prost.
Oh, du bist Südafrikaner.
Ja. Aber I've been here for, since 2017, did my PhD at the university.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the engineering technology faculty.
Okay.
Yeah. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect at all in the beginning. Definitely some adrenaline coming in. Generally, this is not something I would do, right? So, a bit nervous, I would say. But eventually, everything went fine. Much more relaxed after a few minutes.
Sorry to interrupt. To spice up the conversation every now and then, not that you need it, because it's going very well. I just bring up this item. I think it's yours.
Yes.
And I haven't checked it, but it hört sich an wie Würfeln.
It is Würfeln, yeah, it's dice.
You can explain it to him.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Okay, this is, it's funny that he brings this first. I brought dice. This is a personal item, but I use it for my work a lot. I think I mentioned already that I work in communities and in very remote areas around the world. Last place where I did my research, last very interesting place where I did research was Solomon Islands and Fiji, so small island developing states in the South Pacific.
Okay.
And to capture the health challenges that people are facing, I usually spend a lot of time in the community. So I live in a place for several months.
Yeah.
I used to, not now, but in the past I used to live in an interesting place for several months and try to become a part of the community, so the people will share their challenges and their worries and their thoughts and their experience and knowledge with me, right? Mm-hmm. So
these
dice are a bit of a door opener. I have a whole repertoire of different games that I bring, because also I just like playing games.
Hello, here I am again. Sorry to interrupt. You are clearly an artist. I don't know if there's been some handy craftsmanship, but you can surely explain it to her.
It is, thank you very much.
There you go.
It is handy craftsmanship, but not by me, unfortunately. I got this when I was on a trip in Malawi. It reminds me of my time in Zambia. I lived you lived in Switzerland before. Before I got here, I lived 2 years in Zambia, and really enjoyed my time there. But we also had a similar car like this, and that for us, it made us go on all kinds of adventures. So it's
a souvenir, a good memory of your time living. It's always interesting to find, discover who is at the university and who we meet here. I mean, university, sometimes we feel we are part of the University of Twente, but we actually don't know so many people, and there's so many different people here that I think it's not about being nervous, it's more like, okay, let's see who I'm gonna meet from the university, which, there are students, PhDs, there are postdocs, professors, and it's such a large community that is always nice to discover more people.
And here we are again. Maybe a good topic to talk about. Scientific stuff. This is yours, I take it.
Yes, that's
All
my...
right. Good. Are you enjoying yourselves? Yeah. Wonderful.
Yes, thank you.
Anything I can do? Okay with the drinks and everything?
I am fine, thanks.
Wonderful.
All perfect.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is one of my work objects, and I always like to show this one because, I mean, I don't know if I ask you what you see here, I don't know what you will see. What will you say? You see?
Yeah, well, you already mentioned kind of solar cells,
yeah,
so
okay.
Kind of.
Very good. Yeah, so actually, this is how we make solar cells in the lab. I mean, this is, you might have heard about silicon solar cells.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's say the solar panels you see now in many houses. When you go, around or in the field, you see a lot of these big installations of solar panels. But to get to do those panels, we need to first do some research in the lab, which is smaller. So you can see this small square that looks blue. Then this should be upscaled to make a big panel. And you see the color blue maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
And you might see it also in the solar panels in the field. This is an example of one of the things we do in my group.
Yeah, I've never been on a blind date.
No, never before. Yeah, this is the first time sitting down with someone that I've never met even before that day.
What I also like to do is have people just teach me their own tricks and their own games.
Yeah.
And dice, in every culture there's dice.
So you're playing games at a first date, aren't we all? Look, once more, I appear with a personal item. This is yours, Christoph.
Yes,
Take it off,
indeed.
please. And talk about it. There you go.
Right, so this is just a recent gift. This is like a sort of almost like a synthesizer that you can plug into your computer and you can make music with it. This is just a representation of my love for the piano because I've been playing since I was 4 years old essentially. And I sort of stopped coming here.
Oh no!
With all with moving to a new country, there's a lot going on, right?
Yeah.
Looking for an apartment, trying to find yourself in the culture, learning the language. So I sort of stopped with hobbies for a very short time. And then after a year or so, I was like, okay, I need to just, rekindle that flame. And I bought a digital piano, some software that I used to mix music with. And now with this that I got for my birthday recently, you can just make any song you want.
That's
you can play
amazing.
piano with this, drums, guitar, violin, cello, everything, every instrument that you can think of. I basically have also a YouTube channel. It's called Yenne's House Media. Yenne's my surname.
Okay.
And I started this with my brother, and we just write our own songs, write our own tunes, melodies.
And you do this now remotely with him being in South Africa
Yeah,
and you being
yeah,
here?
yeah. So sometimes he would send me a poem,
Yeah.
and I would tone set it, and
Yeah.
I'll send it back. And he would
That's
respond with
amazing.
another song.
Cool.
And this we just upload to YouTube and see how many how many views.
And how many views are there?
No, not a lot, like 100 or so.
Maybe you can say the name again so others will.
Yenne's House Media.
Wonderful. You could make some music later on. And you're bringing your own drinks to a restaurant. Wonderful.
Wow.
And since Germany and South Africa, we're going global.
Yeah, we're going
Enjoy.
global, exactly.
So
I think everything is global about UT, isn't
These
it?
go together, or
They can go together, yes.
Okay.
Yes, both are personal and work related, of course. So the globe, I've always had a fascination for the world. I think when I was 4, I decided I wanted to work in humanitarian assistance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but that's what I decided.
Well, you always start by doing something for the people and then see how that works out. Huh?
Strange, eh? But I really love to have a sneak peek into how different people live. I mean, I have this fascination for the world, and I have been lucky to live in many different places and also capture the perceptions and the problems that people challenge health-wise everywhere in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
So the world, but the link to this is, besides this being my everyday friend,
Water bottle.
the water bottle. I work on anything water related, and in fact I was debating whether I should also bring not only a water bottle but also a roll of toilet paper and a bar of soap because my work is on WASH, so that's the abbreviation of drinking water, sanitation and hygiene.
Okay.
My main focus of my work is on Sustainable Development Goal number 6, so access to safe water and sanitation for all. I only brought the water bottle because I thought it's a bit more decent.
Yeah, well, it would have added to the atmosphere, having some toilet paper here.
Some toilet paper here. But I look at water-related health challenges all over the world, particularly as they relate to WASH. So how can WASH help prevent disease? We know this now from COVID-19. Now
definitely.
Hygiene is very important. But also, for example, how does flooding impact on healthcare provision? How can flooding or extreme weather events have an adverse impact on healthcare facilities? How can flooding, for example, exacerbate the risk of diseases? Yeah, but everything water and health related is my interest, and then again, particularly on WASH.
Scientists have to be creative and design stuff and fit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here I am again. Another topic to talk about probably. Looks like very small pieces of art, but I think this has to do with your profession, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. You could
take it away.
You could see it as art, I think. Let me start with. I could start with this one. So this is what I kind of do when I'm working. It's about virtual nature, so computer animated nature. Okay. And this is just one of the examples I've used in a previous study. And what we hope to find is to test different types of nature, different characteristics. Because you can see here, it's like completely flat, just a few trees. So not much to see actually. But here, we can show a different example. Then you already have water around and more trees. So the road and the small pavement is just that you see here. In the end, I can go upscale it even further, and then you have something like this. And then, so a lot of trees, also a road and a bench for sitting.
It's not flat anymore.
It's not flat anymore. Yeah, it's slightly hilly, but the hills obscure it a little bit.
Yeah.
But the trees, I mean, obscure the hills a little bit. And so what we found in the study is actually that people prefer these kinds of scenes with hills and a bit more dense, forest-like, maybe you could say. Because we asked people, if you see something like this, what do you think about? I don't know if you could answer it if you...
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that there is a huge difference from seeing something flat and empty, like looks a little bit isolated.
Yeah, exactly.
Than this that is a bit more organically grown and a bit more cozy maybe. If you have to walk somewhere, you will choose this one, very likely, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice you mentioned cozy. Yeah.
It's all computer generated.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Yeah. Looks like a picture actually.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes. I was showing that we are doing these solar panels. We make materials to make solar panels better, for example. But we always use these small, like let's say blue or black colors. And on his side, he was showing pictures of how they make computer-based landscapes. And I think this kind of connection to see how social sciences is actually using technology to see the reaction of people is something we can also use to make technology that people accept and feel more comfortable to use them, to put them in their house, to adopt them mainly. So I think that's a very nice case.
Have some more snacks.
Wait, can I just take a break from that long sentence?
Do not forget to have a couple of snacks indeed. And the words are flowing, almost flooding. How are things going?
No, great.
You're feeling, right?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot today.
That's very good. Yeah. And now she can learn something from you because this is like work related. I hope all your intestines are still in here because it looks a bit creepy.
It's not based on me, otherwise I would have been very sick. Thanks,
Go
Eddy.
ahead.
I should have brought the toilet paper.
So yeah, this is, we collaborate with a group called 3D Medical Support, and they 3D print structures that resemble organs and vasculature inside the body. Now, and it's quite flexible. You can if you touch it, you can see.
So this has not been in anyone or any.
No. This in fact, this is not. This is merely a representation of an aorta that has an aneurysm. This may cause a lot of diseases because if this bursts eventually, then you get internal bleeding.
So this is what doctors work with now, or.
So the plan, and especially
when is it used?
So this is mostly used for educational purposes. A surgeon, otherwise, and this is also the point of this 3D medical support. They provide surgeons with these phantoms. that is based on the X-ray data from a patient. So this is a real life-size representation of how it looks like. And then the surgeon can look at this and sort of beforehand train himself a bit, him or herself, look at it and say, okay, I'm going to access it here, I'm going to make a cut here, because you eventually would end up seeing this as a real artery inside the patient.
Was this always your dream or your hope and dream to work on this?
No. I wanted to become a journalist. I pretty much, I love to write. I was in school, I was essentially reading and writing, that was it. And being a journalist would have also led me across the world. So I tried to find what would give me some good support financially and also allow me to see the world, and that would have been academia. So then I looked more into biomedical engineering from there on. Yeah.
Journalist, interesting. I also wanted to become a journalist.
Yeah, but you have these sort of dreams, right, that you would want to go into.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you guys. I've been looking for Genesis House Media Music. What's it? Is it on
Eunice.
How do you write? How do you spell that?
It's not on Spotify yet.
It is not. Okay, but where is it? Is it on YouTube?
Oh no,
See.
this is the moment for this to be on Spotify.
This is it, man. So how do I spell this? Is it like Janis from Janis Joplin, or is it like Janis from Genesis?
In Dutch it's Honus.
So like this? Honus?
H-E-U.
A-U?
H-E-U-N-I-S.
Are we listening
Like
to it
this.
now?
That's my surname. House Media.
It's on top. If I check, this is amazing. I'm just checking Eunice House Media, and it's already the first thing that comes up.
You are
That's
famous,
brilliant. So which one should I choose to play? This one?
Let's see.
You go ahead. In the meantime, I give you guys the last objects. So this is yours.
Yes, thank you.
So you can record the music right away. And this is yours.
Oh yeah, but I want to explain also, but this is for background music, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just
there's a lot of genres, and I'm going to choose the one that's a bit more closer to, tropical. We have flowers, we have dessert.
You set the mood. Wonderful.
Okay, shall I keep it there?
I leave you in peace. Please explain about the last objects. Wonderful.
Perfect, this is amazing.
I never expected this to happen, so it's a bit...
You need to be prepared for anything, eh? But this is perfect. This is how you get even more famous.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you singing? Is this you singing?
It's me singing.
What are you singing?
It says, ek se kind van die lig, maar die donker hou my terug. It means I'm a child of the light, but the darkness keeps me back. Don't look too many in the lyrics, like just...
Okay,
this is for me quite vain, okay? I would never play my own music as background to...
Well, this is perfect, come on. Could it be any better? I don't think so. Okay, I'll go on with
putting me
objects.
on the spot.
No,
Eddy.
No worries. So I mentioned already that I work in all these places all over the world, and one thing is trying to use geodata or trying to understand the global picture or the global health picture of why a community in a certain area is suffering from whatever health challenge it may be. But a big part of my work is, as I mentioned, community-based research. So I really spend most of my time just sitting with people, interviewing them with some semi-structured interview guide, or having focus group discussions in order to really get to their perspective and to their understanding of what exactly they're suffering from and why this is a challenge, and also how this can be solved. Because also, as I mentioned before, I try to help address the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, so water and sanitation for all. But sometimes what's on political agendas or what politicians do is absolutely disconnected from what communities are facing. So I try to use this to capture their perspectives and then try to bridge also this science policy gap. I mean, we need to look a bit more into how we can really collaborate, but I think we already identified some things where we can work together. So my more community perspective or user or target population or healthcare provider perspective and his more technical perspective, I think we can find good ways on bridging those. And I think that's also what he mentioned, what he needs in his work too.
thank you very much for attending here in this restaurant. Actually, you guys have been doing so well, and talking so much that usually this restaurant's been closed by now.
Oh wow.
But my advice is, do give a follow-up on this date. Exchange phone numbers, because I think there's a lot more to discover and to explore.
Yeah,
with the two of
definitely.
you.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Can we take the sweets home?
I have my bag here. I'll just pack a
That's
few
just what
in.
I wanted to say. Just take the sweets, eat a little more, have a little sip, and thank you very much for attending.
Thanks, Eddy.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Yeah.